Anybody out there feeling frustrated because someone isn't respecting your feelings? If you are, you're not alone, and you're going to want to hear this, because we're going to dive into this and hopefully give you some tools and hopefully give you some stuff that's going to make a lot of sense. Because we're going to talk about boundaries, and this is something that most people don't really understand a whole lot about. And so I'm going to dive into it and take about 10 or 15 minutes and really get to the nuts and bolts of this and see if we can hand you guys some tools that'll help you. And if this works for you, great. If not, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. That's what I do. So let's jump into boundaries. This is big. This is not only big, this is huge. Let's first of all just define quickly what boundaries are. Boundaries are nothing more than just what you are willing and what you are willing not to accept. It's that simple. It's what you're willing and what you're not willing to accept. That's boundaries. There's a lot of frustration because sometimes we get walked on because we have not set boundaries, and we're so frustrated because we just get plowed over all the time. And this is how so much frustration and anger builds. And this is how disconnect happens in relationships. It's really, really common. The best thing I tell you is it's not based on values. It's based, let me say that again. Boundaries are based on values, not emotions. So that's what you need to understand. It's based on values, value system. That's what it's all about. So make sure you understand this is based on values. It's your values, and whatever your values are, it's okay. It's just okay. Remember, your feelings are okay. Your values are okay. You may hear, well, that's stupid. Your values are dumb, or they don't make any sense, or whatever. That's fine. If it doesn't make sense to somebody else, that's fine. Good. Let them feel like that. Because I say all the time, you're not going to control ever what anybody says, thinks, or feels. So you're in this world, you're in this relationship, you're not going to always agree, and you're not going to be able to control what everybody says, thinks, or feels. So get over it. In a fun, good way, I'm telling you, please try to get over it, because that's a real hang up, and that's a real block in the road. So trying to get healthy boundaries and having healthy boundaries is not about pushing anybody away. You're not pushing no one away. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about creating healthy relationships. It's about having this disconnect all over the place. It's about bringing this down to where you have a really nice, healthy relationship. It is not about pushing people away. It changes no one. It just changes how you respond. I'm going to say that again. Boundaries change no one. They just change how you respond. Okay? That's important. So let's talk for a minute about healthy versus non-healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries have respect. They have connection. There's safety in them. They have increased emotional stability. There's increased better communication. I could go on each one of those, and we could talk for an hour about each one of those, which we're not, but I want you to really understand some of these. But healthy boundaries do give you better self-respect, better respect for the other person. It makes you feel more connected to that other person. It gives you safety, which is a huge thing. Everyone wants safety. It'll make you feel so much safer. It will increase your emotional stability, your emotional state. It will give you more calm and more peace. For sure will do that, I promise you. And then it'll also just give you a better communication, better connection. Unhealthy boundaries. What will they typically produce? Anger, frustration, obviously. They'll produce resentment. They can produce conflict. They can produce burnout. They can produce identity loss. Again, these are huge, and we could spend an hour talking about every one of them. And there's another 20 that I haven't even mentioned yet, to both healthy and unhealthy. But I want you to get the gist of what I'm trying to give here. Healthy boundaries will give you all these great things. Unhealthy boundaries give you all this garbage. That's the nuts and bolts of how I want to kind of throw this out there. Just understand, healthy boundaries, connection, great connection, communication, good stuff. Unhealthy boundaries, your life can become a wreck. I see people who their lives are a wreck because they've never set a boundary. And it can be with a spouse. It can be with a child. It can be with a mom. It can be with a brother. It can be with somebody at work. I'm going to kind of hone in on relationships, but this can be regarding anyone. anyone that's in your circle. Boundaries are essential. I'm going to say this. Every healthy relationship has boundaries. Period. I won't back off that. Ever. Every healthy relationship has boundaries. Period, exclamation point, twice. Give 3 of them, why not? 3 exclamation points. That is a huge thing because healthy relationships have boundaries, and that boundaries are respected, and those boundaries are enforced, and people connect. Because everybody needs boundaries. It isn't like one person needs them and nobody else needs them, or 1 out of 5 people need boundaries. No. Everybody needs boundaries. Every human being, every person that wants to be happy, wants to feel connected, wants to be happy in a relationship, wants to maybe solve something in their family with the mom, sister, whatever. That's important. You have to have boundaries. And that is vital. It is a vital piece that you can't skip over. You can't avoid it. It has to be there and it has to be in place. And I want to remind you again that boundaries are a good thing. They're a healthy thing. They're not unhealthy. They're about building and creating healthy relationships. Boundaries are not about revenge. They're not about control. They're not about punishment. They're not about manipulation. They're about creating healthy. So they're not about all these other negative things. They're about some very, very positive things. So some examples would be, hey, every time you raise your voice, I'm going to leave the conversation. I'm setting that boundary. Okay? Another one might be, I need time to myself every week. I need 3 hours in one evening every week for myself. And that's not compromised. Another one might be, I refuse to debate this with you. I will not debate with you. When we sit down and talk, I'm not going to debate. I want to talk. I want validation. I want understanding. If it's debating, I'm out. And I could give another 50 examples, but I hope you get the point. You just say, this is where my boundary is. This is what I'm doing. This is what I feel. And this is what I'm going to do. Not to be rude. Not to push away. To build healthy relationships. Now, I know probably a lot of you are saying, oh my gosh, I could never do that. Oh my gosh, how do people do that? And they're going to, okay, breathe for a minute, okay? Just take a breath and breathe. Because this works out really well once you do this. When you do this, I'm telling you, you'll be like, wow, that was the best thing I ever did. When you set a boundary, make sure you're direct, make sure you're kind. So make sure it's with directness and kindness. Don't make it lengthy. Please don't make it lengthy and go all over, try to explain your feelings, because they don't get it. They're trying to explain your feelings. And this is another day, another video. You don't have to justify or explain your feelings to anybody. Period. End of story. So you don't have to justify your feelings to anybody. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to explain why this is why I feel like this and this is why I'm having this boundary. No. You don't. No. You don't have to do that. Just be direct and kind. You can be really, really kind and very direct and say, this is what a boundary I'm going to set. And now the big one at the end, you have to be willing and ready, because people might not like it. I'm going to tell you, and you probably figured this out already. You're probably thinking in your mind of this scenario with whoever it is, this other half of the relationship, or it's your mom, or it's your brother you're struggling with, or it's your sister, whatever. You're probably like, it's okay. Don't make it lengthy. Be direct and kind. If they don't like it, all right, that's okay. They don't have to like it. Nobody says they have to like it in order to have it. You're just going to tell them, this is my boundary, and sometimes they're not going to like it. And sometimes they'll be okay with it. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'm not saying this rude. I'm saying this because it's so important. It doesn't matter how they feel. They'll have to go work that out with themselves. The ball is in their court. They're going to have to go work out their feelings about it. That's fine. But the boundary is set. You have to have follow through. This is the end of this, how this goes and fits together. You have to follow through. Please don't set boundaries and then don't follow through. Don't go there. If you're not going to follow through, don't set them. Don't set them, because it's going to make your life even worse than it already is. But I can tell you this and promise you this. But if you do set boundaries, remember, please, Remember, when you're doing all this, it's about better connection. It's about stronger relationships. It's about all these great things. Follow through. And if you do follow through, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have a stronger relationship or strong relationships. You're going to have closer connection. You're going to have increased peace. And you're going to have a lot more joy and happiness in your life. So please, please, if you're feeling frustrated that people aren't respecting your feelings, sit down, whatever that might be, and set some boundaries, or set a boundary of something big that I can't do this. I can't do this. Okay, time to set a boundary. I can't talk to him anymore but okay, it's time you set a boundary. I can't stand the fact when he goes out and this happens and whatever it is. Can't stand my mom calls and she goes off on this, whatever it is. Guys, it can be one of a billion things. Please, if you want to feel peace, strong relationship, have a better relationship, better connection, and be happy, please set boundaries. They are essential and they are vital to a great relationship. Remember, every healthy relationship has boundaries. Set them, have some fun with them and life and feelings and everything else. And I'm telling you, you will have some great stuff happen in your relationship and in your life if you'll set some boundaries and hold by them and really follow through and do them. Some great stuff will happen.